Hello guys, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna differentiate to you the stability from sustainability on articulate models of global sustainability development. So what is stability first? Stability is to be in a state of being stable, being resistant to change, and not prone to wild fluctuations in emotions. For example, a life that is calm and stable, where you don't have wild ups and downs. So, second is, what is sustainable development? Sustainable development is a concept that appeared for the first time in 1987 with the publication of the Brundtland Report warning the negative environmental consequences of economic growth and globalization, which tried to find possible solutions to the problem caused by the industrialization of population growth. So, here is the difference between stability and sustainability. So, stability versus sustainability differentiate the concept of stability from sustainability. Let us first find them. Let us first find them stability. Stability means something is a state where in very little or no movement can be detected, and even when a strong force is exerted toward its direction, it only serves to prove its reliability, aka consistency, where we want the same thing the same way over time. The reason we do not become sustainable, long-lasting, is because the stability we set ourselves upon that actually doesn't allow things to change or evolve as it needs to. And so over time, the stability becomes rigidity, and then they just become doing things the same way for years and years and years. Unexpected to us to still be relevant. Stability is very comforting, especially we like to stay in our comfort zones. We like stability as we are very drawn to the ideas of our comfort space, and going back to what we already know, sustainability. Sustainability concept has already become some kind of strategy of its way of a long-term development of companies. So where sustainable companies operate in such a way to achieve financial and operational excellence and save resources and healthy environment for the future generations, does not merely focus on stability. It is balancing some stability with some degree of innovation and creativity. And that is essentially the goal of being sustainable, not having so much innovation for the constantly changing, and not having so much stability that you are rigid and old-fashioned. So, for both terms, it is always important to ask of what and for how long stability is. The ability to adapt to an unexpected change, while sustainability deals with more ensuring continuity. So, mo nang differentiate sa naka-difference sa stability and sustainability. So, proceed na sa next report.
The history of Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. The SDGs were born at United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development in Rio de Janeiro in 2012. The objective was to produce a set of universal goals that meet these urgent environmental, political, and economic challenges facing our world. The SDGs replace the Millennium Development Goals, or MDGs, which started a global effort in 2000 to tackle the indignity of poverty. The MDGs establish measurable, universal agreed objective for tackling extreme poverty and hunger, preventing deadly disease, and expanding primary education to all children, among other development priorities. For 15 years, the MDGs drove progress in several important areas, reducing income poverty, providing much needed access to water and sanitation, driving down child mortality, and drastically improving maternal health. They also kickstart a global movement for free primary education, inspiring other countries to invest their future generations. Most significant, the MDGs made huge strides in combating HIV or AIDS and other treatable diseases such as malaria and tuberculosis. The legacy of achievement of the MDGs provide with valuable lesson and experience to begin work on the new goals. But for millions of people around the world, the job remains unfinished. We need to go the last mile on ending hunger, achieving full gender equality, improving health services, and getting every child into school beyond primary. The SDGs are also an urgent call to shift the world onto a more sustainable path. The SDGs are a bold commitment to finish what we started and tackle some of the more pressing challenges facing world today. All 17 goals interconnect, meaning success in one affects success for others. Dealing with the threat of climate change impacts how we manage our fragile natural resources. Achieving gender equality or better health helps eradicate poverty, and fostering peace and inclusive societies will reduce inequalities and help economies prosper. In short, this is the greatest chance we have to improve life for future generations. The SDGs coincide with another historic agreement reached in 2015 at COP21, or the 21st Conference of the Parties. Paris Climate Conference, together with the Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction, signed in Japan in March 2015. These agreements provide a set of common standards and achievable targets to reduce carbon emission, manage the risk of climate change and natural disaster, and to build back better after a crisis. The SDGs are unique in that they cover issues that affect us all. They reaffirm our international commitment to end poverty permanently everywhere. They are ambitious in making sure no one is left behind. More importantly, they involve us all to build a more sustainable, safer, most prosperous planet for all humanity.
Pleasant day, everyone. I am Engine Cadet Mark Anthony Lagura, and this time we will be tackling about the global goals. So the first goal is entitled No Poverty. So we all know that it is a global issue, that eradicating poverty is not a task of charity. It is an act of justice and the key to unlocking an enormous human potential. Still, nearly half of the world's population lives in poverty, and lack of food and clean water is killing thousands every single day of the year. Together, we can feed the hungry, wipe out disease, and give everyone in the world a chance to prosper and live a productive and rich life. So this goal is not an easy task indeed. It would take many years, but with unity the willingness to be part of this goal, if every single one of us, we can end this poverty. So to end this, we all have to take action. We have to act, not just we have to persecute and implement what we have learned. Solutions also to solve this problem, to end poverty in all its forms everywhere. So we must have mindset nga magtinabangay jud ba each one of us. So this goal is to end poverty in all its forms everywhere. So the next goal is about zero hunger. So we all know this hunger is also an issue, global issue. Hunger is the leading cause of death in the world. Our planet has provided us with tremendous resources, but unequal access and inefficient handling leaves millions of people malnourished. If we promote sustainable agriculture with modern technologies and fair distribution systems, we can sustain the whole world's population and make sure that nobody will ever suffer from hunger again. So when we, for example, of this is the country of Africa. Ang mga makita na to sa social medias ba, nga mga niwang kayo, luoy kayo, di ba? Makita ta sila, luoy jud kay sila. As in. So, nagit ay perception niya. Gusto gyud mo tabang pero layo man sa keto niya. Usa pa kanang murag kulang pa patag knowledge, so wala pa tay krisis sabta din dapita. So we have to be professionals, so we have to educate ourselves, be teachable, so that in the future we can help those who are in need. So to end world hunger, we all have to take action. We have to take action. We must put to practice and act, execute, implement yun. Mao gini siya way nga ma-ending world hunger. So let us end together. Let us end hunger, achieve food security, and improved nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture, so that we can end this world hunger issue. So thank you so much for listening, guys. I hope you have learned something in what I have shared to you. Thank you.
Good health and well-being. Immunization is equals to healthy lives and well-being. Immunization is one of the most cost-effective ways to save lives and promote good health and well-being. Every year, vaccines save 2 to 3 million lives, and million more are protected from disease and disability. It is routinely reaches more households than other health service, and brings community into regular contract with the health system. This provides an effective platforms to deliver other primary health care services, and upon which to build universal health coverage. Quality education. Vaccines equals improving learning. Immunization increase educational attainment, since vaccinated children learn more while they are able to go to school and perform better. Positively impacting on cognitive development, as well as
long-term productivity. Moreover, schools are platform for for health promotion, the delivery of vaccines, and other health services. The benefits flow both ways. Children of educated parents have a greater chance of being immunized and well nourished and through enjoy better health.
Good day everyone. I'm Engine Cadet Linjo Paul. My topic is gender equality and clean water and sanitation. So gender equality. So gender equality is not only a fundamental human right but a necessary foundation for a peaceful, prosperous and sustainable world. There has been progress over the last decades. More girls are going to school, few girls forced into early marriage. More women are serving in a parliament and position of a leadership, and laws are being reformed to advance gender equality. Despite those gains, many challenges remain. Discriminatory laws and social norms remain pervasive. Women continue to be underrepresented, underrepresented at all levels of political leadership, and in a 5 woman girls between the age of 15 and 49 report experiencing physical or sexual violence by an intimate partner within a 12 months period. So, gender based bias is undermining our social fabric and devalues all of us. It is not just a human rights issue, it, it's a tremendous waste of a word. Human patient by denying women equal rights. We deny half of a population a chance to live life, and it is foolish. Political, economic, and social equality for a woman and will benefit all the world's citizens. Together, we can eradicate prejudice, prejudice and work for our equal rights and respect for all. So, girls and boys see gender inequality in their homes and communities every day, in textbooks, in media, and among the adults who care for them. Parents may assume unequal responsibility for household work, within mothers bearing for the brunt of caregiving the chores. The majority of skills and underpaid community health workers who attend to children are also women, with limited opportunity for professional growth. And, and in schools, many girls receive less support than boys to pursue the studies they choose. The happiness for a variety of reasons. The safety, hygiene, and sanitation needs of girls may be neglected, bring barring them for regular attending class. Discriminatory teaching practice and education materials also produce gender gaps in learning and skills development. As a result, nearly 1 in 4 girls between of age of 15 and 19 are neither employed nor in education and training compared in to 1 to 10 boys. So yet in early childhood gender dispar- disparities start out small. Girls have higher survival rates at birth, are more likely to develop mentally on track, and just as likely persecute in preschool. Among those who reach secondary school, girls tend to outperform boys in regarding across every country where data are available. But the onset of adolescence can being significant barriers to girls' well-being, gender norms, and discrimination hidden the risks of unwanted pregnancy, HIV, and AIDS, and malnutrition, especially in emergencies settings and in places where menstruation remains taboo. Girls are cut off from the information and supplies they need to stay healthy and safe. In this most insidious form, gender inequality turns violence. Some 1 to 20 girls between the age of 15 and 19, around 13 million, have experienced forced sex in times of both place and conflict. Adolescent girls face the highest risk of gender-based violence. Hundreds of millions of girls worldwide are still subject to child marriage and female genital mutilation. Even both have been internationally recognized as a human rights violation, and violence can occur at birth, like in places where female infanticide is known to persist. So, despite major hurdles that still deny them equal rights, girls refuse to limit their ambitions since the signing of Benjamin Declaration and Platform for Action in 1995, the most comprehensive policy agenda for gender equality, the world has seen uneven progress. More and more girls are attending and completing schools, and fewer are getting married or becoming mothers while still child themselves. But discrimination and limitation stereotypes remain rife. Technological change and humanitarian emergencies are also confronting girls with new challenges. While old ones, violence, institutionalized bases, poor learning, and life opportunities persist. That while girls for all walks of life are badly raising their violence against inequality, girl-led movements are stopping child marriage and female genital mutilation, demanding action to climate change and trial basis in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math. STEM assist their power as a global change maker. So next is clean water and sanitation. So sustainable management of water resources and access to safe water and sanitation are essential for unlocking economic growth and productivity and providing significant leverage for existing investment in health and education. The natural environment, irrigation, forest, soil, and waterlands contributes to management and regulation of water availability and water equality, strengthening for resilience of waterholds and complementing investment in physical infrastructure and institutional and regulatory arrangements for water access, use, and disaster preparedness, water storage under cat food security, and incomes for rural farmers while improving water management makes national economies. The agriculture and food sectors more resilient in rainfall variability and able to fulfill the needs of growing population, protecting the restoring water-related economic system and their biodiversity can ensure water purification and water quality standard. So, UNEP is working to develop a joint approach to measure water-related issues included through all the SDG indicators under Goal 6 are coordinated by UN Water and UNP actively workers and UN water partners under indicators. UN partners has developed a data portal as a hub for SD6 additional the global environment monitoring indicator for SDG6 acts according intimate for all SDG6 methods dialogies. All SDG6 methodologies includes once UEP has developed are available as a part of initiative indicators sustainable development goal 6 goals beyond drinking water sanitation and hygiene to also address the equality and sustainability of water resources which are critical to the survival of people and plant. The 2030 agenda recognizes the centrality of water resources to sustainable development and the vital role that improved drinking water sanitation and hygiene play in progress in other areas including health, education, and poverty reduction. So that's all. Thank you.
I'm Cadet Tipareni Jonathan, and I'm going to discuss the Goal 7 and Goal 8. In Goal 7, affordable and clean energy. It ensures the access to affordable and reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. Between 1990 and 2010, the number of people with access to electricity has increased by 1.7 billion, and as the global population continues to rise, so will the demand of the cheap energy. A global economy reliant on fossil, fossil fuels and the increase of greenhouse gas emissions is creating drastic changes to our climate system. This is having a visible impact on every continent. However, there has been a new drive to encourage alternative energy sources, and in 2011, renewable energy accounted for more than 20% of global power generated. So it's still one in five people lack access to electricity. And as the demand continues to rise, there needs to be a substantial increases in the production of renewable energy across the world. Ensuring the universal access to affordable electricity by 2030 means investing in clean energy sources such as solar, wind turbine, and thermal. Adopt, adopting cost-effective standards for a wider range of technologies could also reduce the global electricity consumption by buildings and industrial by 14%. So this means avoiding roughly around 1,300 mid-sized power plants, expanding infrastructures, and upgrading technology to provide clean energy sources in all developing countries is a crucial goal that can both encourage growth and help the environment. So, sustainable energy is one of the 17 global goals that make up the 2030 agenda for the sustainable development. An integrated approach is crucial for progress across the multiple goals. So, in the goal number 8, the decent work and economic growth. So, promote exclusive and sustainable economic growth, employment, and decent work for all. So, over the past 25 years, the number of workers living in extreme poverty has declined dramatically despite the long lasting impact of the economic crisis of 2008 and 2009. In developing countries, the middle class now makes up more than 34% of the total employment. So, number that has almost tripled between 1991 and 2015. So, however, as a global economy continues to recover, we are seeing slower growth, widening inequalities, and employment that is not expanding fast enough to keep up with the growing labor force. According to the International Labour Organization, more than 204 million people are unemployment in 2015. So the Sustainable Development Goals, or the SDG, aims to encourage sustained economic growth by achieving higher levels of productivity and through technological innovation, promoting policies that encourage entrepreneurship and job creation are key to this effect. There's effective measures to eradicate forced labor, slavery, and human trafficking. With these targets in mind, the goals is to achieve full and productive employment and decent work for all women and men by 2030. So that's our goal. Decent work is one of 17 global goals that makes up in the 2030 agenda for sustainable development, and integrated approach is crucial for progress across the multiple goals. That's all. Thank you.
So goal number 9 is industry, innovation, and infrastructure covers a wide range of topics that encompass us. Think, think about all the clothes, food, and other products that you use, or the highways, airports, and other transportation systems, or the infrastructure that delivers the internet to your home. At the same time, industry and infrastructure are the sum of the main sources of CO2 emissions in the world, not to mention their contribution to social and economic inequality. In this course, you will learn about how industry, innovation, and infrastructure impact individuals, businesses, and societies. From there, we will explore how the industry, innovation, and infrastructure of the future can be reimagined and redesigned so that they contribute to economic development while also reduce inequality and protect the environment. So, goal number 9 is about proper nga paggamit sa industry, innovation, and infrastructure without causing any harm sa atong kalibutan. Di ba, kabalo man jud ta nga sa atong world karon tungod sa makabagong teknolohiya like factories and other industries mao'y cause sa labi-labing emissions o carbon dioxide sa atong atmosphere nga mao'y maka-cause og climate change. Mao nang wa na maoning atong panahon ron ug muinit labing inita kayo, nag-promote ni siya og goal og pagbinimay sa harmful effects, pero at the same time ma-promote ang mga innovations, pero gihapon gi-prioritize ang wellness sa kalibutan, kay at the end kita ra gyapon mag-suffer nga mamuyo. So goal number 10 is reduce inequalities. Income inequality is on the rise. The richest 10% have up to 40% of global income, whereas the poorest 10% earn only between 2 to 7%. If we take into account population growth, inequality in developing countries, inequality has increased by 11%. Income inequality has increased in early everywhere in recent decades, but at different speeds. It's lowest in Europe and highest in the Middle East. This widening disparities require sound policies to empower lower income earners and promote economic inclusion of all regardless of sex, race, or ethnicity. Income inequality requires global solutions. This involves improving the regulation and monitoring of financial markets and institutions, encouraging development assistance and foreign direct investment to regions where the need is greatest. Facilitating the safe migration and mobility of people is also key to bridging the widening divide. So, according sa definition, ang goal number 10 is may tungod sa pag-ensure nga no one must be left behind. Pasabot nga dapat mulambot ang tanan, dili kay pasagdan nato ang naay mabiyan. Kani nag-highlight sa fair treatment nato sa usag-usa bisan pag sa age, race, gender, or sa paggikan na siya. This aims to erase discrimination that has been existing for ages nga halos manormal na imbis dili unta. Di ba, for example, woman equality. Usahay kaminusan ang mga bae sa ilang kapabilidad. Where in fact na ay mga butang nga mas kaya pas mga bae kaysa sa mga laki. Equality must prevail between countries, and with that we can help one another, especially natay gatubang ng pandemic karon. Dapat magtinabang ta aron makakita tag solution together aning pandemic. So, ato ang taganong pagtagad ang mga countries nga nanihanglan og tabang, especially regarding sa distribution of medicine and vaccines.